This oud fragrance is pretty insane. With notes of truffle and fig in this oud fragrance, this perfumer has definitely one of the most diverse collections out, hands down. Oud is a tricky thing for people to get into. Like, even me, who smelled all kinds of oud, have to tiptoe around oud to make sure that it's my type of vibe and energy. It's cultural, it's regional, I understand. Some people are used to it, some people this is what they grew up on. It's second nature. But somebody like me, at times depending on the oud / combination of notes, smells kind of like taint after 3 full court games of basketball or a Russian tea house filled with dudes who are 400 pounds plus. Fat dude sweat smells different, trust me.
Oh, dude, Jesus.
But I have the original and the flanker of Onyx by Terence Hughes, and I'm gonna give you my first impressions. Let's roll my fucking music so we can check out Onyx Air and Onyx, and we're gonna slam them and let the boys be boys.
Sexy motherfucker. We're all alone in the villa, yeah, that's friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I wanna be Cuba.
Blessing one of my beautiful peoples, you know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Shout out to Terence Hughes. He sent me these a long time ago. I finally gotten around to smelling them, and I have some thoughts. First, let's start off with Onyx. Now, when I looked up the notes for Onyx, because I wasn't familiar with the fragrance, I liked what I heard. For example, Rose Absolute, Plum Chocolate, Vanilla Absolute, Ethical Ambergris, Patchouli, and 5% Thai Oud. But check the disclaimer. Due to 2 animalic raw materials, he was sacrificing animals in the backyard and using them for fragrance. Just kidding, allegedly. Onyx has been reformulated to be smoother. Please note that the Oud, Rose Absolute, and Vanilla has not been altered, but now smells smoother. I mean, if I ever heard a pitch, that would be it. Now, I said it was first impressions, but it's more like first wear. I've already worn both of these fragrances. I'm gonna give it a retouch for the opening factor, but we're gonna start off with the performance of Onyx. 14 hours, too much.
Stings the nostrils.
The plum and rose is what pops up first, shortly followed by this recalculous oud potency that's in this fragrance that performs non-stop. From opening to dry down, it does not let up at all. I mean at all. It's a lot. I essentially feel like if it's not at least 40 degrees and under, or whatever Celsius that is, you just can't pull this off. The chocolate here is beautiful, dark, slightly bitter. The vanilla here is almost custardy. The oud here is just borderline little funk, middle beaver asshole kind of smell, but the plum and the rose combo, juicy, ripe, wet, sexy, deep, very rich, and very fruity. Now, if you don't like oud fragrances, this is not for you. These definitely separate themselves from the rest of the Terence Hughes lineup, as the other joints like the Mavericks and the Supernovas, they're definitely more on the mass appeal scale. This is more for the niche oud snobs who want that deep richness, or the Middle Eastern royalty that really want to smell like $1 billion. Performance, sillage, scent profile is all rich and potent. Onyx does not slack in any way, shape, or form. It's actually very well balanced. It's borderline too much because, again, that performance of 14 plus hours is just overwhelming. Like, it's not something that I'm personally accustomed. I don't need all that performance. Like, I perform good already, B. I don't gotta take no pills or medication and shit to keep it up. So I don't want a fragrance to outperform me. It's strong, it's sexy, very handsome, but might be a little bit too intense for some people. Now, Air, on the other hand, Air has all the same qualities, but with more of an airiness. It pulled back that density a little bit and allowed some vibrancy, some light, some energy, some good vibes, a little bit of the sprinkle of the mass appeal fuckboy energy, but not a whole ton. Like, this one still has fig, truffle, ozonic notes to give it that airiness, but you still got amber, fig, oud, all the yummy stuff that you're looking for in a big body fragrance. Now, this one for me hits incredible. In simplest form, take a rose oud combination, add a juicy plum to it, and then add the airiness and aquaticness of like ocean breeze to it. That's how this joint opens up. This one is amazing. I love how this smells. It's an absolutely perfect balance of brightness and depth of oud with all these chocolatey, dark, very bold notes, but still manages to keep an element of freshness, which is not a balance that I think many people can execute. Like, the only house that I can think of right off rip that was able to execute something so rich and deep with some airiness is is the house of Misenser, and that's Alberto Morillas, who's like a fucking legend. So think about it. Terence Hughes is pulling rabbits out of his ass. Pause, that shit sounded crazy. Making something chocolate, truffle, oud, fig, and then add ozonic notes to add airiness. That's crazy, fam. For me, Onyx here, out of the two, is definitely my favorite. It's the more versatile one, who's not slacking on performance. That one was hovering around an 11-hour mark, give or take. But also I feel it has more of a unisex quality as opposed to Onyx leaning more masculine. These two fragrances are phenomenal, but personally, I would stick with the Air one. The Onyx one, if you're a true gun-ho oud fan, like your collection is comprised of more than 60% oud, check that shit out. But if you like oud fragrances but still need a little bit of life, like I need to come up for some oxygen, the Air version is absolutely the ball sprayer for me. So right to the perineum I go. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Shout out to Terence Hughes for blessing these two additional ones for my collection. And you just don't disappoint, bro. I'm really waiting for you to drop an absolute bomb of shit, because it's probably gonna be somebody else's favorite. I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test. For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, star attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.